Salam Sejahtera, Datuk Sri. My name is Yuan Lin. I'm from Penang. I'm an advocate and solicitor. So there's a question that I wish to pose in regards of the Malaysia Madani concept. So I understand that there's one point under Malaysia Madani where minorities will not be marginalized under any government policy. All policy will involve ethics and moral propagated by all religions. So I understand that there are quite a number of individuals residing in Malaysia which form the minority groups that are oppressed and illegally persecuted by the overseas government. For example, the Rohingya by the Myanmar government, the Uyghur Muslim and Falun Gong practitioner by the Chinese government, just because they profess their faith and religion. So my question is, how does this Madani concept of humanity, as envisioned by the current government, work well into protecting this group of minority to ensure that they could continue to profess their faith and religion in Malaysia without interruptions and interventions by the home country? And the second question, how do our government ensure that it will not in any way compromise the interests of this minority in Malaysia? Thank you, Dr. Sri.
Right. Treatment of any human being, for the matter animal, must be fair, right? We acknowledge that. But as I've said in Bangkok, after meeting the Prime Minister of Thailand, we have a major problem. We have more than 200,000 Rohingyas in this country. The problem is Myanmar. The problem is not Kuala Lumpur. Do we ignore? We can't. Do we send back? We cannot. Do we take care of them? It's a burden. The people are getting angrier. So we will have to manage this with a firm position vis-a-vis Myanmar, but at the same time protect this group, these Rohingyas. And that matter, for example, there are many illegals from Indonesia, from Philippines, from Syria, from Iraq. I agree with you on one thing. Notwithstanding their background, their problems, we cannot ill-treat them as human beings. That I agree. But sometimes the Western powers, they make it very simplistic. They don't allow, they don't accept foreigners, probably 200 a year. We have millions a year. So how do we then deal with this situation? It's rather complex. So what I'm suggesting is this: whilst we should not ill-treat them, we will have to also deal with this as a political problem in our country, and also economic. So that is the position right now. So I'm going beyond that, because of course it's easier for some human rights organization of America to say, don't ill-treat them. But tell me, why do they have these walls in Mexico? Why do they then punish those illegals from Latin America? We don't. In fact, as you know, we have instructed, even the Minister of Home Affairs recently, where possible, don't even imprison them. What's the point? I see thousands of illegal workers in Sungai Buloh.
No question.
Becoming my friends those days. It's not a solution. So I think we have to handle this very carefully. Don't ill-treat them. At the same time, we must have a mechanism to reduce the numbers where possible, or accommodate them as workers where possible, and at the same time do not create a major political problem or war with our neighbors in some other countries. So these are very complex, delicate balance. All right?
Thank you, Dr. Sri.
All right.